Hi folks, I'm Alexander Sid, your host of Caption Live Show, and today we have episode number 18. Yeah, that's pretty interesting, like 18th episode already. Wow. I think we will end the first season of my show, because I'm planning some vacation, like to relax in Sicily for a month. Sunshine, sea, pretty nice place, but like the season 2 will be even more exciting than the first season, and we still have lots of things to talk about. And today we will discuss exporting images in Capture One. I will show you some favorite tricks and tips to export your images, to process them into JPEGs, TIFFs, and other final formats. Okay, let's see what I have in chat. Yeah, hi, Brasher. Sorry, man. If, I'm so glad to see you there again. Like, it's so awesome to see the same people coming, like, again and again. That's really, really, really cool. Okay. Okay, I think we will start, and we will see more people later. Okay. Oh, and I see Roberta. Hi, Roberta. That's also really nice. Okay. Before we will proceed to our today's topic, I wish to just to tell you quite regular stuff, but well, that's just the things which I have to say, and I can do anything with this. Okay, what I wish to share with you, like, first of all, if you are planning to purchase Capture One Phase 1 styles, or for example Capture One for Sony, or you wish to upgrade your Capture One license, or you wish to, I don't know, buy a multi-license pack for Capture One, well, in all of these cases you can save 10% just with this code. Just click buy now, wait a little bit, enter promotional code AMBC1 block, click apply, and you will immediately save almost $30 if we're talking about the regular license, and much more if we're talking about, like, for example, multi-user license. Use this code, share this code with your friends. That's a really, like, helpful stuff for everybody. Also, if you're not familiar with my resource, alexandra.com, here you will find lots of useful information. First of all, recently, like a few months ago, I have published my free guide to Capture One. Like, this is the first part of the guide. There will be more. There will be 2 additional parts. And actually, you can support the development. Yeah. You can go to, for example, second part of my guide, and here you will find how you can support my work in developing of this guide if the first part of the guide was pretty useful for you. Like, I'm just like, if you just wish to see the second part, like, quicker, like faster, then I will really appreciate your support. Okay. And also, if you wish to try something new with your editing in Capture One, go to onestyles.pro. Here you will find more than 200 film styles for Capture One. They emulate the most popular film looks, and, well, I think that's a great source to improve your creativity and to improve your editing in Capture One. And the best news is that you can download 12 styles absolutely for free. Just click try it free. Yeah, right here. Like, download for free. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I see some new people in chat. Hi, Richard. Yeah, I also see some new folks on YouTube. That's also pretty nice. Okay, let's start our today's show with this image. If you're subscribed to my newsletter, alexonora.com/newsletter, you have received this raw file on the last week. It was my free raw file of the week on the previous week, and today I wish to show you what you can do with this image. Like in the description of this file, I wrote that like my idea why I'm sharing this image with you is that I wish you to practice in like working with highlight, with midtones, with shadows. That's a pretty tricky thing, you know? Like that's not easy. And there are lots of ways how we can deal with this. And you know, what I really wish to show you is not really obvious things which most of photographers who are not working in Capture One for a pretty long period of time, they're just not familiar with such features, because like it's Capture One exclusive features. When you're working in Capture One 11, and I'm talking about Capture One 11 because like the things which I will show you today, like they are mostly about Capture One 11. If we're talking about this particular editing, like exporting is more universal stuff. But if we're talking about like working with the levels and layers, that's Capture One 11 features. What you can do? First of all, let's start with creating like a new field layer. That's a great step for almost any editing. The point is that when you are starting working with a new field layer, the point is that you can apply almost all the editing. I'm talking about like exposure, high dynamic range, white balance, clarity, curve, levels, color editor, color balance, you name it, you know, almost all the tools except maybe, yeah, black and white, crop, film grain, almost all the other tools, they work with layers in Capture One 11. That's why if you have such a like a basic first layer, and the feature of this is that you can apply different adjustments and change the opacity of actually like the whole your editing. Plus, you can also erase this mask in some places, and this is the trick which I wish to tell you today. Okay, what we can do there? You can improve this image dramatically using only the Levels tool. Levels allows you to change black and white points of your image, and on this particular image we see that actually we don't have like a black color on the image, and we don't even have even shadow areas are quite limited if we will see the histogram. By the way, if you're not familiar with the histogram concept, I highly recommend you to Google for it, because, well, you just have to know how histogram works. It's just like essential thing for image editing, especially in Capture One. Okay, and what you can do there? Like you can just like fix this issue, you know, like just move the black point, like as most of photographers would do. But I think we can do something more interesting here. As you can see, when I'm setting the black point, like using the standard like method, yeah, that gives me like a pretty nice image. But in some places here, I wish to have different black color. Like for example, if I will move the black point like this way, you will see that actually, and if we improve the histogram a little bit, yeah, like this, I actually enjoy the picture there, you know, like I really like it there. But I have a problem. I have just lost some information on the image, because like here I have zero information. Let's set the color readouts to make it more, you know, like to illustrate that better. Zero information, zero information, zero information, zero information, and here, and there, you know, like here, and yeah, and almost, yeah, almost, no, yeah, and here. Well, you might say that that's not really important places, not really important areas of my picture. Well, I might agree with you. Let's remove this upper color readouts. They actually are from my previous editing. I might agree with you that, yeah, like some of these areas, for example, like this, are not really truly like important. But actually these areas, they're quite big, and well, they're really noticeable. And if you would leave them without any information, you might have serious issues on the printing like later. That's not a good thing. What you can do there? I will suggest, yeah, and also let's check what we have here. Well, actually, here we have some information. We could have more information, but okay, at least like 4 or 5 of brightness and shadows. Okay, that's fine. If I wish to make other areas better, I will just take the eraser. I will set the opacity of the eraser for, let's say, 25, like this. And I will erase some part of the mask. Let's, yeah, like this. I will just erase this part and this part as well. What I really love in Capture One is that I can do all this pretty easily, because later I will just right click on the layer, refine mask, and like all my actions will be like refined, and that looks, now they are looking much better. Okay, now let's turn on the color readouts again. Okay, what we see, like a little bit better. We need to work more. We need to erase more, especially in this area, and here as well. Yeah, like this. Refine again. I set my personal shortcut for this. Yeah, okay, let's check. Yep. Yeah, now we have lots of information except like this place, but okay, that's not really important place. Well, okay, we can like deal with this. We can erase this particular place once again. Yeah. Yeah, now everything looks pretty fine. Maybe the hair right here, let's remove. Yeah, like this. Yeah, I think we can finish like working with levels on this step. Like just check this out. Now I have set black and white points so like accurately that they are making my image look pretty impressive, but at the same time I am not hurting my like dark areas of my image. That's the feature of layers in Capture One. You know, you can just like set the levels for like to get the result you're looking for from levels, and just erase some places so that doesn't fit well into like technique quality of your image. Okay, what we can do else? Let's create the new field layer, and we will add some HDR like this. And again, you see I have added a little bit, I suppose like this. I don't like how HDR affects this particular areas in the upper part of the image. That's why I will just remove it from here like this. Yeah, like this. Refine the mask again. Okay, yeah, you see now it works much more accurate. You see that's a pretty useful stuff, you know, like to create a field layer, to apply adjustments, and then correct it with eraser. And the final touch, if we were talking about the exposure, because like there is like a deal with color as well. The final touch here will be I will draw a mask on girl faces. Yeah, like this. Yeah, of course we will refine it as well. Like this. And now I will make it a little bit brighter. Like this. Maybe even with exposure tool, I suppose it will be better. A bit more of saturation. Yeah, like this, but I will erase. Yeah. Wait. Why I can't erase it? Okay, no problem. Okay, like this. Yeah, maybe like this. Yeah, now I think it looks better, because actually that trick I'm using like quite often, because like our brain is designed the way that like first of all we are looking at like human faces. If we see some like human beings nearby, we are looking at human faces, and like I think it's just like some, you know, like biological stuff, because actually like I can tell you for sure, because like I'm from family of biology scientists, and that's why when I'm editing my images, for example, if I wish to make like an image a little bit brighter, but I don't want to affect the whole image, I will just like increase like exposure or brightness like only on the people's faces on the image, but not really like dramatically, just a little bit, and like make sure that you have refined the mask just to make it more accurate. Well, okay, now let's talk about the color. What we can do with color there, I will create another one, field layer. Now I will go to curves. I will take the green curve, and yeah, and I will make something like that. Yeah, I wish to see this atmosphere on the image, you know, like sunny, funny atmosphere, like this. Yeah, like this. What do you think, folks? Let me know. I think that's a pretty nice solution for this image, and also, well, Okay, I think like that trick with like just erasing like with erasing like that part of information, that might be a useful thing for you. Okay, I see more comments on a Facebook. Folks on Facebook are much more active today. Like, hi Peter, hi Otar. Yeah, yep, that's pretty nice to see you there. Okay, now let's talk about our today's topic. And today I wish to discuss things related to image exporting in Capture One. And you know, I'm telling that this stuff like each time on each show. Like here, I'm not running like the real lessons. I'm preparing my personal like learning course, online learning course about Capture One, but we will release it a little bit later. And here we were just like talking with you, you know, like we were just having fun, and also I'm sharing some tips and tricks. And that's why like what I wish to tell you today is not just like not the general concept of image exporting in Capture One. I don't think that it would be really interesting. It's a little bit boring topic, but what I wish to do, I wish to share some things which most of photographers who are new to Capture One, they are not aware of these things. And this is what I wish to discuss with you today. Okay, first of all, let's start with like the first like pretty basic thing, but it's really important to understand that in Capture One there are two ways of exporting of your image. Like first of all, like if you have seen this tab, it's like Process tab, Output tab, you might be a little bit scared, yeah, by this tab, because it looks pretty scary, you know, like lots of options, lots of settings. What to do with them? Okay, if you're new to all this stuff, don't worry. Just don't worry. Just go to File, Export Images, Variants. This is option for you. Seriously, just go there. Here you will see the most simple, plain way of exporting of your images. Absolutely plain stuff. Just like destination, where you will export your images, naming, and some settings like format, quality, ICC profile, scale, you know, like pretty basic stuff. Then you're just clicking like export variant, and this is it. Like that's all. Just like you have just exported your image to JPEG or TIFF or maybe like PSD or any other format. Just don't just keep in mind that there are two options, like export variants and export originals. Export originals is about like exporting like raw files like from your like catalog or session. Like for example, if you are running like a catalog and like huge archive of your images and you wish to export some raw files from this catalog with settings, just click like originals, and here you can like choose, for example, include adjustments or PICAS EIP. I think I was talking about EIP format in one of the previous live shows. That's pretty interesting format. Anyway, with the export originals, you're exporting like original raw files. But if you wish to export to some new format like JPEG or something like that, then just export variants. That's a really simple menu. The most simple way to process your images into final format. But this is not why photographers are using Capture One. Like that, you know, I think my personal idea is that actually phase one implemented that like easy way into Capture One, just just for example Capture Express for Sony users. Like people who are just like enjoying some basic raw editing. That's pretty fine. Have nothing against this. And if you're using like Capture Express for Sony, like good for you. But like in general, Express for Sony is really limited version of Capture One, and like Capture One, it has much more features, and like advanced processing is one of them. How it works? How you can get maximum from like image exporting in Capture One? Let's see. First of all, let's talk about process recipes. As you can see, you have a menu called process recipes. I will collapse the tools just to make more like visible the tool I'm talking about. Like right now, I'm talking about this tool, process recipes. The point is that this is the key to understanding of the main like benefits and main features of exporting in Capture One. You can create multiple recipes. Recipes, like each recipe is just like a group of settings for image processing. For example, like this particular recipe is like it was created to export JPEG with a sRGB profile for internet with a small size. This particular recipe was created for full-size JPEGs, and this one for TIFFs. And why you might need this? The feature of recipes is that you can export like a single image in multiple recipes at the same time. Like with only one click, you can export an image into all the available recipes. And like with this sign, like with checking this mark, you are deciding like which recipe or which recipes are active at the moment. That is a really important thing to understand. Like if you have checked all the marks, now, for example, right now, I have like 3 active recipes, and all of my images will be exported in these 3 formats. And if you will uncheck, for example, like a 1 mark, now I have only like 2 active recipes, and now I have only 1 active recipe. Also, you can easily like remove these recipes, and create new one. By the way, let's create a new one. Let's call it like TIFF. And now there is another one very important like concept to understand, because like that concept leads to a real understanding of Capture One processing. The point is that wait a second, sorry. The point is that you have a bunch of options, and I have collapsed them for a reason. The point is that when all of them are expand, well, if you are new to Capture One, they would look pretty weird for you, like too many information on the screen. That's why, like, what you really need to understand is that there is only one tool that represents recipe settings. Only one tool. It's called process recipe, like this one. And when you're switching from one recipe to another, you see that like settings here, they're changing. This is it. Like these 2 tools, process recipes and process recipe, they're like working together. Like these 2 tools. And like, for example, now I can create the new one, like JPEG, like full size, okay? Like JPEG, like this. And now you see, like, when I'm changing the recipe, like the settings are changing here. And it's really important to understand that the only tool, process recipe, that's the only tool in Capture One which represents settings of the selected recipe. You know, like selected, I mean like this recipe with the orange line on it. And what about all the other tools like output location, output naming, process summary? They work for all the recipes. They're like universal for all the recipes. It doesn't matter like which recipe you have selected, like output location, output naming, and process summary, they're working for all the available recipes. And that's a really important stuff. For example, when you're choosing output location, yeah, you are deciding where you will export your images. Like, just like you can choose any folder, you know, like on your hard drive or something. And it's really important to keep in mind that all of your recipes, they will be exported in the same folder unless you will not customize the stuff. I will show you how to customize this later. But by default, if you would set the folder here, like it will work with all the like available recipes. Now the next one is output naming. Like output naming also works with all the recipes. Like with output naming, you're just setting the principles of naming for all the files you are exporting. And like process summary is just like the information about each selected recipe, but just information and process button and nothing more. Okay, now as we see the concept, let's talk a little bit about the settings you need to know. First of all, let's set these three recipes. You know, like this one is like JPEG. Let's set JPEG for web. I will set like JPEG quality. I think 80 will be fine for web. Like from my experience, 80 is fine. Make sure to set sRGB profile for web. It's really important stuff. Also, I will set scale long edge 1200 pixels. I think that's. But also for web, you can use like 1,500. It's like that you know, like most of like photographers and lots of users, they are now working with Retina displays, and well, that's why like the more pixels the better, like in nowadays. But okay, like 1200 is also like pretty fine. That's the basic settings. You know, like for TIFF, I will set like TIFF 8 bits uncompressed, Adobe RGB, because like apparently I will maybe edit like TIFF files in Photoshop or something. And for full-size JPEGs, sRGB, 100 quality, and just like fixed 100% size. That means like that I will not like upscale or downscale this image. Now let's set the location where we will export the images. Like for example, here let's set the like export. Oh, okay. New export. Pretty original name. Output naming, let's leave it as it is. And okay, process summary. Now I will process this image. I will make sure that all the recipes are set the way I need it. We will talk about this tab a little bit later today. Okay, now you can just press process button, but I usually use just like Command D button. On Windows, it will be Control D. You export, yeah, and you see now my image is just imported like in 3 different formats in a single folder. And like you might ask me, like, what the heck? Why all the files are in a single folder? That's not a useful stuff, Like, how we can work with this? Well, actually, like, that's the feature of Capture One, that you can set everything. And now, just like keep in mind that output location, like it works with all the available recipes. And now, just like keeping this in mind, you might ask me, like, but how, if the output location works for all the available recipes, how we can create like a separate folder for each recipe? Now it's time to talk about a feature called tokens. Tokens, that's a pretty amazing concept. Tokens, they are taking most of available information from your files. As you can see, like it might be like a image date, image time, shutter speed, like aperture, like lens, location, latitude, like almost everything. And you can use this information for automatically to create automatically like folders, and also for naming. But right now I'm talking about like folders creation. And there is a token called recipe name. Okay, just place this token and click OK. Now Capture One would automatically create the folder called how each recipe is called, and automatically put the particular recipe in particular folder. Let's remove the files from here, and I will click the process again. Yeah, you see, now we have 3 folders. Everything is pretty logical. Yeah, that's good. And the most amazing thing is that you can mix all these tokens. You can, for example, you can create like this one. There is a token called rating. And what I can create is that I will put this slash sign just to make sure that the new folders will be created inside other folders, and not all the folders will be mixed on the hard drive. That's why, like, if you wish to, like when you're placing the slash sign, that keep in mind that you will just like the rating folder will be created inside recipe name folders. And also you can add something in the name, like rating, for example, just the word Okay, just like R, that's fine. You can add anything just like manually. Now let's see what we will have. I will create some ratings here. Yeah, like this. Now let's remove this folders, and we will like just do the same thing again. Okay, like folders as they were before, but now in each folder we see folders that are related to particular ratings, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Pretty nice stuff, right? That's a really useful thing. If you're working, especially if you're working with the huge archives, that's a great feature. Okay, and also another, because like we're not like running, like as I told you, like we're not running the the general lesson, you know, like about processing. I'm just showing you my favorite tricks and like tips. And what you really need to know is, for example, like lots of my students are asking like, but okay, but how can I, for example, how can I change? How can I always export my images in the same folder where my raw files are located? Like that's a really popular question. Like people just wish to be able to process your like images always in the same folder where your raw files are. Okay, that's pretty easy. Let's see where we have this particular image. We have it here, okay, like in this folder. Yeah, we have it here. Now I will mark only the first recipe because I don't need other now. Now, how we can set this rule to export this raw file into folder with your, export this image into the folder with your raw files. Unfortunately, in Output Location tool, there is no such an option. But if you will go to File tab, and here go to Root Folder section, here you can find Image folder. That means that for this particular recipe, we're setting the rule that all the images which will be imported with this, exported with this recipe, all of them will be exported to the place where original raw files are located. And like that means that now you have just customized that feature and you're not exporting to Output Location anymore. Like that's a really important thing to understand. Okay, what you're doing now is that you're just exporting this file. Let's see. Oh yeah, and also we have changed the naming. Let's leave just like the image name. In my case, it just will be more convenient. Yeah, you see, now we have this JPEG file here. Like just export it, and it's located right near the raw file. But that's not really convenient, you know. That's not really convenient to export your JPEGs in the same folder where raw files are located. It's much more convenient to export them like in the separate folder inside the folder with the raw files. That's pretty easy. You see, there is a subfolder section as well. Okay, just add the token. Let's call it like just JPEG, anything. Okay. It's not a token. It's just like actually you just manually set like the Capture One will create the subfolder called JPEG. It's not a token. You can create any token, but it's not really important. You can, for example, if you wish to use token, okay, like for our task, like it's better just to write the name. Now let's click Process, and we will see. You see, now the Capture One just created this folder and put the JPEG file inside this folder, and the folder is located where the raw file is located. That's also pretty nice trick. Let me see some questions from you. Yeah, Dmitry is writing, good evening, Alexander. Good evening, Dmitry. Nice to see you there again. Yeah, Roberta is asking a really important question. If exporting JPEG, is the resolution important? I set it at 300 pixels after watching a webinar and never actually changed it. Well, no. Okay, if we're talking about like this resolution is only about printing. It's not about like it's not about JPEGs or TIFFs. It's not about this. Like resolution is only about printing, and by default, the like phase one like Caption developers from phase 1, they set the resolution 300 because in most of the cases, if you can choose the printing machine, if you are not aware of which particular printing machine would print your images, that's why like 300 pixel for an inch, that's pretty fine option. Like that's okay. Like that's why, like if you are not aware about printer machine you will use, like leave this default setting. That's pretty fine. But if you are familiar with for example, if you are using your own like printer, or you are some like, or you have some really nice like printing laboratory nearby your office or something like that, where you're printing all your images, and you know that, for example, like some particular printing machine which you will use would have like 240 pixels resolution, like set it like the way you need it. Like, but if you are not familiar with this, or you don't know, or you don't, or for example you're like providing your images to your client, and you actually don't know like where and how your client would print them, leave 300 pixels. But it's only about printing. Like it's not about like JPEGs, TIFFs or something. It's only about printing. And for example, if you are preparing images for web, well, resolution is not important at all. Harish is asking, can we just, it's a little bit off topic, but that's like perfectly fine. Can we just copy the catalog and take it with us to edit in any other computer without the source disk? Yes, you can easily, like, you have this this file, right? Like catalog file. You can take it anywhere you want. You can even place it on like server anywhere, like anywhere you wish to place it. And yes, you can edit images without access to original RAW files, but there are two things to keep in mind. Like, first of all, you can edit them, but you can't like process export them into like JPEGs, TIFFs. Like, it's impossible. And the second point, like most of the editing will be available for you without access to original RAW files, but some things like I don't remember, but I think like Refine Mask is not available for offline files, and some other really specific tools that are not available for offline files. Like most of the tools are available. You can do like all the basic editing and most of the advanced editing, but some of the professional tool, they are not available for offline files. You need to have like an access to original RAW files for this. Luca is asking, hi Alex, how can I cancel the export process? That's a great question. Let's export images. Just go into this folder and click stop. And here we can just like clear queue and just start. This is it. Like just select like images, process them, then just like click stop. And actually you can remove some single images from the queue, or clear the whole queue, and this is it. Harish is asking, hi Alex, are there thinking about a radial adjustment filter like Lightroom has? Well, I can't say anything for phase 1 because I'm not a part of phase 1 team, and sorry, but what I can say is that like sometimes I have a chance to talk with Caption developers, and each time I'm proposing this idea that like, folks, you need to implement this like gradient. You need to add this radial gradient to your toolbox in Caption. I don't know, maybe they are listening to me, maybe not. I hope that they are listening. Okay. Okay, yeah, and we still have some time. Let me show you some other tricks you really need to know about image exporting. Like, first of all, it's really important to understand that there is a thing like the glass icon. That's a tool called recipe proofing. Like, that's a really interesting concept. The point is that actually when you're preparing your like images for for export, you're like a half blind, you know, like, because you're setting like sharpness, you're working with color, with exposure, with all this stuff, but actually you can't even barely imagine like how all this stuff would look like in the final format, like for example like an image for web or something like that. And this option, recipe proofing, is about this. Like, when you're turning it on, you see your image with all the applied with all the adjustments from the selected recipe. That's really important to note, like, of the selected recipe. You see, I am switching between recipes, and the result is really different. And it's showing you everything. Actually, it's showing you the exported image. Like, that's the final exported image. Because like, if you wish to make sure, just change the quality. You see, you can like even quality is changing on this preview. And also like if you will choose like different color profile, you will also immediately see this change. And the size, like if you will set the different size, it will also affect that preview. And that's a really important thing. You can see the exported image before actually exporting. That's a really powerful thing. Also, in adjustments tab, you can add some sharpenings. For example, sharpening for screen. You can add some additional sharpening only for this particular recipe. Like, that's also really useful stuff. That's why, like, if you wish to see how your image would look after the exporting, just use this tool. That's a fantastic tool of Capture One, like really exclusive thing. Like, I highly recommend it to use it. It's really great stuff. Also, let's see. Well, another pretty interesting thing to talk about exporting are some information that might be stored inside PSD files. The point is that like Phase 1 had PSD formats for the last like few years. Like, and actually like few years ago, I asked developers like why? For what reason you have PSD format inside, like, as an option in exporting option in Capture One? Because you know, like, it's like in this movie, you know, you have PSD format, but you can't include in PSD layers. How come? Phase 1, like, you know. But actually, and they answered me like few years ago, they answered me that they are preparing this feature. They are preparing the feature that you can store some information inside PSD files. That's why now, if you will choose PSD, like now I'm talking about like Capture One 11, if you will set PSD format, you can save lots of things inside this PSD file. First of all, you can save annotations as a layer. You know, like for example, if you will draw an annotation for your retoucher, for example, remove like this, or for example, you know, like I don't know what we can do there. Like, okay, draw like a giant Godzilla here, you know, like this. Yeah, that's my concept. like this, like just like, for example, you're working with some digital artist. And also you can also add overlay as a layer. Overlay is also like pretty powerful stuff. In my case, I will just use it this as my logo. Yeah, like this. Yeah, and you know, like another note to my digital artist, I just thought that it's not just Godzilla. Like Godzilla actually is eating my logo. Yeah, that's the concept. That's the concept of this idea. Yeah, like this. And also, what you can also store in PSD file, you can store watermarks. You can, you know, like we just made the piece of art. You know, you shall put your watermark on it. Okay, and let's set a text. And also, you can, if you have cropped your image, you can store crop as a path in PSD file. For example, let's crop it like this way. Okay. Does it hurt my Godzilla? No, everything is fine. Now I'm just like exporting this this image, and I will set the open with Photoshop rule. Okay, I'm processing. Yeah, you see. And now there are lots of information into PSD layers, and like, you know, my retoucher or my like digital artist, he just like, or she like just like, okay, what we have here? Okay, Alex wished to have this giant like Godzilla drawn like right on the Vilnius. Okay, let's turn it off like this layer and let's draw this Godzilla. Also, okay, I see that the Alex wished to have his watermark, but okay, I also still can remove it, watermark and overlay as well. That's a pretty useful thing. And also you can see the crop of the image as a path. That's also pretty useful stuff. Okay, let's see. Do we have some other questions or not? Okay. Okay, I don't see any other questions, so that's why I think that's fine for today. In the end, I also wish to remind you again that on alexandra.com you will find lots of useful information, and if you wish to purchase any Phase 1 product, you can just like save 10% using this code. Just sometimes it works so slowly, but you know, I shall tell this stuff to Phase 1, like what's happening with their store. Okay. Yeah, store. Yeah, buy now. Yeah, enter promotional code AMBC1 block. Click apply. You will immediately gain the discount. If you wish to upgrade your license, just like first of all you need to log in. Then, for example, you can go to store, upgrade. For example, you can upgrade to the most actual version of Capture One. Yeah, like this. Yeah. Yeah, proceed to checkout. Yeah, and here you can use just like this code AMBC1 block. Use voucher. Yep. Now you can easily use it. Okay. Roberto is asking, does this get saved on YouTube? Yep. Just go to YouTube/Alexandra youtube.com/AlexandRaw. First of all, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and here you will find the recordings of all the previous live shows, including like today show. And also I have a message for all the subscribers who already subscribed to my channel. Just please don't forget to perform really important action here. You see this bell icon? Don't forget to tune it on, because like by default it's turned off and you might miss some of my new videos or live shows. Please click this bell icon. Don't forget to turn it on if you already subscribed to my channel. And if you have just subscribed, just don't forget to turn it on as you subscribe. Great. Thank you very much, folks. See you next week. Maybe next week will be about raw editing, and in this case you can go to alexandraw.com/upload. Here you can upload your raw files to see them edited in my show, and if you wish to see them, you can easily just upload here at alexandraw.com/upload. And I will see you like next Thursday, I think. Yeah, Thursday. Yeah, thank you very much for being there. For me, it's a great pleasure to run these live shows and to see your reaction and your comments. I'm really happy to be there, folks. See you. Take care.